How you doing, guys and gals? My name's Doug Wilson. This is Yellow Hawk Customs Outdoors YouTube channel. This video is going to be something a little different. It's going to be my official foray into leather sheaths again. Okay. As you all know, I grew up in traditional Native American ways, and I did a lot of leather work, shirts, moccasins, bags, knife sheaths, all kinds of stuff, right? So I want to get back into it. The thing is I don't have a lot of time to do both, but got a wild hair up my butt. Donald Gamber sent me his Farn Hawk, right, to put a Kydex sheath on for him. This is my design. It's built by Sam Farnworth at Firekeeper's Forge, or Firekeeper Forge, right? The Farn Hawk, right? His is a little bigger than mine. This one's mine. This is Donald's. I prefer it a little smaller. He wanted his a little bigger. Cool. I'm all right with that. Okay. So anyway, it came with this leather sheath. So this is the inspiration for this. Okay. I wanted to copy it. I want to copy it. See if I can do it the way Donald does it. Okay. And we'll see how it turns out. Right. So I'm not going to go as far as the Celtic handcrafted design on the front. Probably not going to go that far, right? So, and I don't have all the materials for leather that Donald has, so I have no idea how I'm going to stitch it. I may put a Kydex neck in it. I don't know yet. Okay, but you guys stay tuned, and I'll show you a little bit of how I'm building this sheath. All right. Please don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Okay, so here's what I've done so far. Now this is just a temporary melding of materials. I got the welt in there. Actually, I have a double welt in there. Anyway, I may put a Kydex neck in it, right, so that I get that Kydex click while still being a leather sheath, right? I don't know yet. I may just wet form it. I think I can get away with wet forming it, which works pretty well if I weatherproof the leather when I'm done. Okay. Now, right now, the inside of the leather is weatherproof. I treated it with 3 coatings of snow seal, and between each coat, I hit it with a hair dryer. Then another coat, hit it with a hair dryer, another coat, right? So it's nice and weatherproof on the inside, because we all know that we're in the field, water gets in our sheaths. It does, right? So there's that. I have my Dremel set up right now on the drill press, right? So I think that's how I'm going to drill the holes, okay? That's how I'm going to do the holes for the stitching. But first, I may put some light decoration on it, right? Light tooling, if you will. I just haven't figured out how I'm going to do it yet. I can take this whole thing apart. It's just lightly glued together so that I could get the welt and everything nice and flat, burnish the edges and all that stuff, okay? Leather is extremely workable, right? It's very forgiving, not like Kydex. You cut a piece of Kydex off and it's off for good. You cut a little chunk off of your leather and you can form it and make it look cool. You know what I mean? But it's a very forgiving leather. That's what I like about it. Like I said, I've been messing with leather for most of my life, but Kydex sheaths for knives is my thing, right? In the field, you need something that's going to hold your blade no matter what, okay? And if you're like me, you've had the experience of losing a knife or having other people lose knives out of leather sheaths because they were just floppy, sloppy pieces of leather that you usually get with your knife, okay? This one I may wet form so that when I put this Delta Whiskey Infinity in, it'll click in, okay? And it'll be in there until I choose to take it out, all right? I have a leather bumper down here. It fills up most of the side bottom of the belly here. It's a bumper that allows the blade to smack up against it. Another one of Donald's ideas that he imparted to me, right? So, like I said, I want to give him credit for the inspiration for this sheath, right? I didn't want to do anything too elaborate. I may put a dangler on this. I don't know. We'll see. But the next step I'm going to do now is I think I'm going to think a little bit more to see what I want to do. Am I going to put some tooling on it? I may just leave this one bare since it's... I don't want to go too far too quick and then mess it up and have to restart over. You know what I mean? So it's just going to be a sheath, I think. I may put a stitch line in there, make it look cool, you know, another stitch line. I think I'm only going to do one row of stitching. That's all it needs. So, all right. What else we got here? All right, so here's the sheath with the stitch holes in it. They're pretty uniform. Not, you know, I used the Dremel drill press to do it. And then I got my logo here on the back. Think about putting one here too, right here. I don't know yet. So I'm trying to figure out what I want to do for the carry system, right? I could just do a regular couple of loops, right? But I think I want to do a dangler on this one that hangs off my side or my front, whatever, okay? And I'm going to merge two materials together, leather and Kydex, okay? So basically what I'm doing here is I'm building one of my triple layer, or actually this is double layer clip mount thingy, right? So I can put a clip on it. So the clip's going to go on the back, right? And it's going to kind of somehow like that. Okay, there's the clip. Clip's on the back. Clip goes on your belt, and it's going to be something like this. I don't know if I'm going to put leather between here. I don't know yet. First, I have to make the shelf, the offset. So let me see if I can do that now. All right, so here we got. You know, here it is, not finished. So I put a leg drop on it, right? It doesn't have as much play as a dangler, right? But it has more than a leather leg drop. How's that? Well, about the same. It's about the same as a leg drop, okay? It's attached in here, and they're plastic washers that I have in here so they won't hurt the knife when I put it in the sheath, right? And now I still have to, I'm still going to wet mold this. Okay, I'm not going to put a Kydex neck in it so that it'll click in like a Kydex sheath. It's fairly tight the way it is now, and when I mold it, when I wet mold it, it's going to be golden, right? So this is exactly where I want it to ride on my, you know, as far as enough hand to get it out, right? And I want it to ride, you know, on my belt a little higher. So, perfect. It's gonna, turned out pretty good, actually. Like I said, it's still not finished. You know, the good thing about this is these washers that I have in here, the washers, they actually, you know, act as a secondary stop to the knife, right? You have to pull it over them to get it out. I didn't plan on that. It just happened. It's magic! Alright, so there it is. Now, I'm toying with the fact of putting a tech lock or a combat lock on it this way as well. Okay? That's why I made this removable. Boop! Right? You can boop right off and then wear it when I put the, you know, I have my, this is tiger thread, I think they call it. Anyway, this stuff's already waxed. I'm going to wax it some more before I sew with it. So I'm going to do the double needle, double stitch flamboozle, right? But I can't find my needles. They're around here. I probably got 200 needles. I just don't know where they're at. So I got to find them. I have a little blue case, right? It has a clear top on it that I used to carry around for doing leather work and stuff like that, right? Bead work. I do, you know, Native American bead work. But I can't find the case. It's around here somewhere. I'll find it. But here's the, I'm going to go with a darker thread, darker color. Okay, so almost finished. Okay, so I'm finished. I just finished sewing it, right? The double thread method type thing, right? Now, I'll be honest. I learned all this stuff when I was, you know, young. The Grizz, Bob, he taught me all this, how to sew, how to work with leather, all this stuff, right? So, I have no idea what the stitch is called. I think it's called a saddle stitch, maybe? I just know how to do it. I don't know what it's called, okay? So, what it does is it doubles up the thread, right, at the same time, so that it's a nice, secure. And then when you get down to the end, you run them through again. You just start going backward, right? Run them through backward, and that'll keep it strong, all right? Keep it from unraveling. This is, actually, it gets pretty tight after you go through a couple of times. You don't want to break your needle. So I'm going to quit here, and that's it. All right. Then all I do now is snip it and burn the ends. You know, and hopefully you won't see it too much. So I'm going to snip it now. Snip each one. And then burn the ends so that they melt down to the leather. Alright? I actually have to get out of the wind here. Here, I'll turn it off. It's warm down here, humid. Alright, now that one runs right into that stitch, and this one will too. Okay, you don't want a whole big glob. The tiger thread is nylon. Okay, it comes in all different types of colors, all different colors. Good stuff. A lot of times, if I'm doing a traditional piece, like a Native American piece, a bag, or moccasins, or whatever, I'll use real sinew or simulated sinew. But the simulated sinew really doesn't come in all those colors that the tiger thread does. And it frays. It's fray. You know, this stuff stays together better. But for traditional pieces, I like that because it looks like real sinew when you're finished. I may have a pouch around here that I sewed it with. These here, I don't know if you can see them. These sheaths here are sewn with that stuff. Anyway, so here it is. Okay, I think I'm going to put a logo here, right? So I'm going to have to take. It's real easy, right? I'm going to have to take. I decided not to put a tech lock on there, so that you're able to put a tech lock on there, but I could. Here, I'll tell you, having all this stuff out for leather and Kydex is really confusing. All right, so you can take this apart, no problem. Take it off. Where the heck is mine? Oh, there it is. All right, so you can take this off. And what I'll do is, there's one more here. All right. So there, see, it comes right off. And then you just have a bare sheath. I could put a belt loop on it, sew a belt loop onto here. I don't know. I may do that later, but I'm okay with the leg drop. I like it. I like that style of carry. Let's see. So in order to put a stamp in here, right here, I'm going to have to wet the leather first. You don't want it to, when you tool leather or put, stamp them or whatever, you don't want too much, you don't want it soaked. You just want the first few layers of skin. You don't want it soaked all the way through, is what I'm saying. Just damp. So I stamped it with our logo right there. Still has to dry. So I got one stamp on the back and one stamp on the front. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a stitch line inside this. Now remember when I said leather is really forgiving? Okay. So when I went to put the stitch line in, the last portion of it was crooked, and you know me, anal, right? It's got to be as perfect as I can make it. So I doubled it up. I doubled the stitch line up, even tripled it, and made, basically I carved out a nice looking semi-border looking thing, right? It's cool looking. I think it looks neat, right? So then I'll put a row of stitching right in the center of that, if I can. So that means I have to put the Dremel tool in, all right, in the press. Put the Dremel tool in the press, and right there. Okay. Now this has a you know what? I screwed up. I have to take this off. All right, take the bit out. Right. Okay, this is a precision bit holder. right? From Micromark. Makes everything nice and straight, you know, so nothing wobbles, I guess. All right, so there's a cap on here, right? It has to be removed before you put it in the whatchamajigger, the press. This is a Dremel press, drill press, okay? It's just for light duty stuff. You can't do any heavy stuff, although I could do Kydex sheaths with it. I don't use a drill press, I just do everything by hand, but alright, that should be alright, so that's good. Alright, so now I can put it in there, and there's a nut right here that screws into the hub of the front, at the front of the Dremel tool. And like I said, it has a wrench. I can't find it right now. So, good. Alright, so let me get my precision block. And we'll see if we can't drill press some holes into this puppy. Now, here's what I like to do. I like all freehand stuff. I like freehand. Alright? So, let's see what I'm going to do here. I'm going to go get here and here. Alright, so I'm going to go here. Right at the end, so the stitches match up. Alright? I'm going to go here. And here. And here. This is all right in the center, I hope. There. 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 Oh, shit. And there. Alright, not perfect, but it'll do. Oh, darling, it will do, darling. It'll do, darling. Okay. So, just freehanded some marks in there so I can put the drill bit in nice and straight. Alright, here we go. You have to go slow. I'm going through 4 layers of 10-ounce leather. Alright, good. Not bad. Okay? Oh, there it is. There's the first one. Now, I have noticed, okay, that my holes are slightly big, right, for 2 passes, but I like them to be big like that so that when I come back at the end, I got enough room to put, you know, everything, you know, that I can get stronger stitching at the end there, okay? So, I'm going to leave this bit in. I don't even know what size it is. I'm going to have to run this into the wood. There we go. The leather wraps around the drill bit. There's got to be better drill bits than this. going to have to move this up a little bit. Just a little. There we go. That'll give me more room to get the leather under there without scratching it. He's a beaut, Clark. Alright, I think no, that's okay. Alright. Alright, good. Boo-boo. Hello. Alright, so that's how I make sure everything's nice and straight. Now, I can use some thread pricks, thread hole pricks. They're called pricks, I think. I think I have some. But I think I got to relearn how to use this stuff. So I wasn't real. Yeah, here's some here. So I got some prick nines, I think they're called. Anyway, here's one. All right, see, that's a thread pricker, right? Thread hole prick, right? They make thinner ones that'll go all the way through the leather too, but these are just kind of, you know. Anyway, this is the first sheath I've done in a while, so I want to make sure I got it all. I'm comfortable with what I'm doing. Alright, so there's the holes, right? And what I'll do is, I didn't put another groove on the other side, doesn't need it. That's the back of the sheath, so I don't really care about that too much. People see the front. So let me stitch this up, and we'll see how it goes. Okay, so here's what we got. There it is. Delta Whiskey Infinity and its new hybrid sheath system. Hybrid means two things together, two different entities together, right? So we got a Kydex leg drop system attached to the leather of the sheath, right? And it works well. I mean, really works well. I didn't plan this, but when you actually put the knife in, it clicks. Watch. See that? Clicks in there. So, there we go. So, I don't know if it clicks, but there we go. It clicks, right? And the reason it clicks is because I have these nylon washers here that take up just a little bit of room at the top. And when you put it in, it clicks. Well, kind of clicks. It's in there securely. Let's see. All right, now if I really push on it, it's coming out of there. But it's pretty good. All right. It's really not bad at all. The retention, not bad at all. So, there it is. And then, if you want to wear it, you know, belt style, belt carry as like a cross draw, I only put one loop on it. That's all it's going to need. You can take off the leg drop, right? And put your belt through the belt loop. Boom. Bing, bang, boom. There it is. Alright. Something different. Hope you guys like it. Turned out pretty well. Pretty nice. Okay. I still have not put any snow seal on it. I will put some snow seal on it, but not bad. Not bad at all. Got the old logo up in there. So, I'm impressed. Kinda. I mean, it's not the best leather sheath, but I think it turned out pretty okay. I'm happy with it because it's, you know, like, I'm going to use it, I think. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Like, share, subscribe, all that neat stuff, and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching. See ya!